Take a deep breath. We've arrived. Welcome to a special edition of our last of our chakra series. We're going to combine the third eye and the crown chakra for a couple of reasons. There's not a lot of asanas involved in working these chakras. It's more meditation, visualization, affirmations. So because of that, I thought I would combine them together. And the things you might want to use today is you might want a chair, particularly for leaning over. For instance, instead of going all the way to the ground, if you want to lean over a bed or a chair or a couch to put your forehead on in a forward fold, that might work. Blocks can also be really helpful, like 2 or more blocks. A strap might be helpful, because when we're laying down, we'll draw a leg up using the strap. So that could also be helpful. The other thing, I suggested maybe a candle, but I'm not going to do the candle staring, but that's something you might want to do on your own, that, you know, you could meditate staring at a candle. And that's really good for activating the third eye. So that's just something that you might want to do. I don't seem to have any candles around today. When I've done this series in the winter, I often stare at a fire in a fireplace, which is really lovely to do as well. So that's something you could also consider. Okay, so we're going to start doing some standing movements. Just remember today, in everything we do, we're trying to focus up here. And so sometimes it's helpful to actually touch here. Other times it'll be drawing your eyes there, which is easier to do with eyes closed and eyes open, because you could get yourself cross-eyed. So just notice that we are going to be focusing on the third eye. The symbol of the third eye chakra is this kind of purpley blue symbol that has 2 petals of a lotus flower. And we will explore those 2 petals. On the other hand, the crown chakra is 1,000-petal crystal lotus. So it's almost white, or, you know, big and crystally. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and start with Nadi Shodhana breathing, standing up. And I want you to do this energetically instead of with your hands. So breathe in through the left nostril, draw it up to the third eye, and breathe out through the right nostril. And close your eyes when you feel like it's appropriate or safe to do so. Breathe in through the left nostril again, up toward the third eye, and out the right nostril. Third time. Breathe in through the left nostril, up to the third eye, and out the right nostril. Now breathe normally for 3 or 4 breaths. Now let's reverse this. Breathe in through the right nostril. Feel the breath come up to the third eye. We're energizing this part of our body. We're drawing prana to it. Breathe out the left nostril. Breathe in through the right nostril. Feel it go up between the eyes. And breathe out the left nostril. Last time, breathe in through the right nostril, up to the third eye, and out the left nostril. So draw your hands up over your head, interlace the hands behind the head, lift the head up. Again, if you can keep your eyes closed, draw the shoulders back, And then draw the chin to the chest, draw the elbows toward each other. Inhaling, open up the chest. Exhaling, drawing elbows toward each other. Inhaling, last time. Exhaling, elbows toward each other. Drop one hand down your side. If you are mirroring me, it would be your left hand. And stretch over to the side and then switch. Opening up our side bodies opens two channels of energy, which are the Pingala and the Ida energy. And we're opening up our side bodies to draw the energy to our central channel, the Sushima channel, which is the channel that comes up and activates the third eye and the crown chakra. You can draw hand over head if you want to. Opening the side bodies to draw the energy toward the center of our body. Widen your feet. Now, this is a place where you either want to stack blocks on the ground or use a chair. And what we're doing is either with the chair or the blocks or the ground, we're making two fists on our third eye and putting our head onto the fists, either on the chair or onto the fists, onto the blocks, and breathing here, activating the third eye, bringing energy. Now, the one thing about this kind of routine, very gently lengthen your spine wherever you are, is if you did this a lot, you could end up with a headache. It is very activating to right here. So let's go ahead and do a little twisting series. You're either doing this from the ground or from the chair or whatever surface, the blocks, twisting side to side. You don't have to lift your head up. You could keep your head and eyes facing down the whole time, particularly if you've been having some neck issues. Now, I've been keeping the elbow bent only because my shoulders have been bothering me. If your shoulders are not bothering you, you could stretch the arm up and you could look up if your neck is not bothering you. This nice twisting action again is working the side bodies to draw the energy to the central channel. Once again, before we come up, if you are leaning on a chair, bend your elbows and maybe go a little deeper into this forward fold. If you are leaning on the ground, you might not be able to do this with the blocks. You might have to do something like this, more of a dolphin pose, where you're kind of coming, I don't think I can even do dolphin anymore. You're bending your elbows. You'd be bending your elbows. It's a downward dog where you're on your forearms. And that's not in my practice anymore. So you could also modify, those of you who are not using a chair at all, if you don't want to do the dolphin pose, you could do just butt in the air, head on the arms. But if you're doing the full dolphin pose, your arms are like this, but you're doing like a downward dog in this position, okay? Okay, just showing you a couple of choices here. Whichever one you're at, come halfway up, lengthening the spine, lifting all the way up, and shaking things out. So we're going to move in and out of a warrior one. And again, if your balance needs some help, you could have your chair to the side. If you don't need the chair, we're going to do a warrior one with arms like this, and then come back, arms like this, and then back. And now change the arms and do some version of a cross arm thing. Now, if you're able to, you're reaching all the way up and touching your head with these arms. If that doesn't work, just grab onto your shoulders. And then we're moving in and out of a warrior one. If your hands are on your head, you can do it like this. You can draw the hands up and back and up and back. Whichever one you're doing, go ahead and change the cross of your arms, either just touching your shoulders or backs of hands or hands on your forehead. Go in and out. Breathing. And then we can do a set with cactus arms on this side. Okay, so the humble warrior can be a little bit of a challenging pose, but it's a great pose to activate the third eye. So to set up for the humble warrior, and you again may want to use a chair for this. So widen your legs, turn one set of toes to the narrow end of the mat, and one set of toes slightly turned in. So one hip is open, one hip is slightly closed. And then your hands are on either your back or interlaced like this. And the idea, and you may not get there, is to get your head down towards your leg as kind of in a humbling stance. Now, this is where the chair could come in. You could put your hands on your back and then get a block on the chair and put your head on the block. So that's a way to get into this humble warrior if you're not able to get your head towards something, but still want to feel that sensation of activating the third eye. So breathing in very gently, very slowly, coming down, and then coming up. Now, once again, some of you might be doing this with your arms. This is, again, too much for me. Go slowly in and out of this into the humble warrior. And then last time on this side. Okay, between the two sides, you might want to do a forward fold, either leaning on the chair or going all the way to the ground if that's what you're doing today. Maybe taking a sigh. I'm still placing my arms under my head or your hands or your fists or the third eye touching something to keep the activation there. And breathing. And then making your way up safely and setting up for the other side. So you start in wide legs. You turn the other set of toes to the narrow end of your mat, and the back set of toes are slightly turned in. One open hip, one slightly closed hip. Placing hands either on the low back or interlacing them, fingers. You're very gently dipping yourself down toward something. And, you know, you can energetically or just imagine this if you want to, if this is still too deep for you and whatever surface you're coming down. This is also challenging to the balance. Okay, gently breathe. Come on down. Connect your third eye. And come on back up. And again, gently come down. Connecting the third eye to something. And back up. Last time. Inhaling as you slowly reach down. Humble warrior. And come back up. One more time, you might want to draw yourself down either all the way to the ground or to the chair, connecting head to something. Forward fold, breathing here. And this time when you come up, bend your knees. Just come up briefly like this. Let's go up and down a few times. I want you to visualize the energy coming all the way from the root chakra up to the third eye and the crown. And do that again. Draw this energy up the chakra system. Up your central channel of energy. And last time. Okay. So our balance should be the eagle pose for many reasons. The eagle pose is such a great pose because eagles have this vision. They're able to be soaring high up in the sky and see everything, see the tapestry of their environment. And we can visualize that we're up there looking down, seeing the tapestry of our life. And so eagle pose is another one of those poses that there are many ways to do this safely, depending on where you are, how you feel today. So really, I always start with a block, and the block actually should be on the outside. So my foot is on the inside. If I'm using a chair, my outside foot is on the block. And if I'm only going to work on the legs, then I'm going to cross the outside leg over the inside leg, slightly bend this knee. And if this is your balance today, you could just take one hand and place it on your third eye and just work on releasing the other hand to balance. Okay, so that's one choice. The other choice is to actually leave the foot on the block the whole time. I have my right foot on the block. So my right arm is going to go under my left arm. And I'm either going to grab shoulders or touch backs of hands or fronts of hands and draw again my hands, if I can, close to the third eye. So this could be your eagle pose. If you're putting it all together, you're crossing the leg and touching your forehead with the arms and breathing. Imagining you're an eagle on a perch. And then if you want to go further to make the eagle fly, you spread your wings, draw your leg behind you, and let your eagle fly. So now the eagle is flying over the earth, seeing everything. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Whichever method you're doing of eagle today. You may just be using the leg like this. My left leg is up. That's the one that's crossing. So my left arm goes under this time. This might be your eagle pose. If you're crossing the leg over, breathing, activating the third eye, activating the clarity and vision of an eagle, breathing. And then if you're letting your eagle fly, your wings go out first. And then maybe your leg goes out into a warrior 3 and you're a flying eagle looking over the earth and releasing. Okay, so that's it for our standing poses today. We're going to move into a seated mudra pose, and then everything else is going to be down either on the floor or the couch, wherever you're settling into. So I will do the mudra practice from a chair today. Okay. Take your time settling into a place that feels comfortable to do the mudra practice. Ah. I have to get to the mudra. Okay. We're doing the Trishula mudra. It might be page 150. Yeah. 44, 48. Okay. So the Trishula mudra, you take your pinky, curl it in, and then you grab it with the thumb, and your 3 fingers are making like a trident. So the thumb is holding on to the pinky, the 3 fingers are sticking out. And you can rest the back of your hands on your thighs or knees, or you can hold them out the side of your body, okay? All right. So if you feel comfortable to do so, go ahead and close your eyes. So the 6th chakra, ajna, means the center of command. It's located at your 3rd eye between the eyebrows. The main theme of this energy center is developing a vision of unity beyond all questions, doubts, and dualities at the level of personality. This vision of unity allows us to discern clearly between our limitless true self and our limited personality. The process of moving beyond the play of opposites is represented by the lotus of the 6th chakra with 2 blue-violet petals that are placed on either side of an all-seeing eye of wisdom. Before we awaken our 3rd eye, we tend to see all of life as a play of opposites, success and failure, loss and gain, and these create tension and conflict. As we move beyond duality through awakening wisdom and clarity, we come to see life's up and downs as a process of exploration and learning, all of it leading to a vision of unity. So this particular mudra directs your breath, your awareness, and energy to the 6th chakra. The gesture slows the train of thoughts. It allows us to witness them more easily rather than identify with them, which helps us not react so much. In the silent space between thoughts, we're able to perceive our true being as an unchanging background for all of our thoughts, feelings, and belief. The Trishula mudra can lead us to a vision of clarity. So if you have not already done so, go ahead and close your eyes. Your guided meditation is seeing beyond duality. Begin by taking some natural breaths. Tune in to all the feelings and the sensations awakened by the gesture. Notice how your awareness and breath naturally rest at the third eye, your center of clear seeing. With every inhale, subtle energy is infusing the Ajna chakra. With the exhale, your forehead, your face, and your jaw soften and relax. Take a little time to visualize the 6 chakras, 2 violet petals, opening and closing in synchrony with your rhythmic breathing. As the lotus of your 6th chakra unfolds naturally, you're deepening your ability to see unity in all situations, allowing all doubts, questions, and searching at the level of your personality to be resolved. To enhance our ability to see beyond dualities, bring to mind a question, a doubt, or an issue that you're dealing with in your life at the present time. Take several breaths. Reflect on this question. Start to see that there may be many ways of seeing beyond your habitual solutions. To expand your horizons in relation to the issue you're exploring, begin by focusing your breath into the right nostril and the right side of the body. Take some time tuning in deeply to the right nostril breathing. This is your rational, logical aspect of your being that you're awakening. From this logical perspective, envision one possible solution or direction for the issue you're exploring. Now direct your breath into the left nostril and left side of the body, taking time to attune to your receptive, intuitive aspect of you. From this more intuitive perspective, reflect on a different point of view. Maybe looking at the issue more holistically, taking into account a broader perspective and some feelings. As you breathe through your left nostril, inquire as to how this more holistic way of seeing could support a solution. Lastly, focus your breath into both nostrils and both sides of your body evenly. Hold both possibilities within your third eye simultaneously. Just remain present. Witness both possibilities. Release judgment. Release analyzing. Cultivate a space of non-duality and see what insight arises. Can you envision a path that integrates both your logical and intuitive polarities? Take several breaths, integrating this vision of unity, allowing your breath and awareness to rest on your third eye. experiencing more clarity. Repeat the following mantra 3 times, aloud or silently, or maybe a combination of both. Through the power of clear seeing, I awaken to unity. Through the power of clear seeing, I awaken to unity. Through the power of clear seeing, I awaken to unity. Go ahead and release the fingers, move them around, rub your head. You might need to rub it. Give yourself a little massage here. We've been asking a lot of our third eye. Ah. And let's make our way down to the ground. You can start on your belly. We'll gently work our back a little bit, but we'll add in the hand up here on our third eye. Now, our final meditation is going to be focused on the crown chakra today. So that's how we're going to get in the crown chakra. You might want to spread, if you're on the floor, you might want to spread out a blanket. You might want to have your strap nearby. As well as the blocks. Keep them all close since we're not getting up again. Everything else we're going to do will be on our belly and on our backs. Okay. So this is an interesting back strengthener that I saw recently from a teacher who works with people with osteoporosis, as well as some other low back issues. The block may be too hard for some of you, but you can try it. If it is too hard, then you'll just take a cushion. And you're going to put it here. And really all we're doing is trying to tuck our toes in and lift up and come back down. Lift up and come back down. You can feel how this is strengthening to the back. Lift up and come back down and lift up. So I'm tucking my toes in and come back down. So that is a way for those of you who are working on strengthening your back. It's a safe way to start to strengthen your back. Now, we're going to lie again with our head on our hands, making kind of a third eye embrace, and then just let your legs gently rock side to side, releasing the hip. I'm going to give you the mantras for the third eye and for the crown chakra, our own. So you can, if you want to, just Aum, 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 Aum. So there's 2 ways that the third eye can become imbalanced. And if you want to draw one knee up to the side to give your low back even more of a rest here. One of the ways it can be imbalanced is if you have difficulty in gaining clarity about who you are or what direction you're going in, or just meaning in life. And if you have that, then you could say to yourself as a mantra, I have absolute clarity in my life. So really what you're doing is you're counteracting these doubts by making a statement in the present positive. I have absolute clarity in my life. I have absolute clarity in my life. I have absolute clarity in my life. Very gently draw that leg back. Now, if you're on a couch and don't have room to draw the other knee in, you might have to turn yourself around. So the second way that the third eye chakra can be imbalanced is through a lack of wisdom or knowledge. If you're only experiencing glimpses of knowledge and wisdom. And that one is, you could say, I abide in knowledge and wisdom. I abide in my knowledge and wisdom. I abide in my knowledge and wisdom. So both of these are really trusting that you have clarity and wisdom and intuition inside you, that you don't have to always necessarily listen to other people. All right, go ahead and release that. If you want to, before we come onto our backs, you could shift back and forth into a child's pose. Child's pose is another great place to actually support your third eye. And so if you're willing to and want to go into a briefly held child's pose, you might widen your knees a bit. You could put something under your head or stack your fists, or just lay down with your forehead on the back of your hands. And while you're in this pose, I'm going to read to you a few other things. So when the ajna, which is our third eye, is in balance, it can result in rigid one-way thinking or insensitivity, poor concentration, denial of reality, or inability to see the future. And unfortunately, a lot of this comes from being trained at an early age not to trust our own intuition. Parents, peers can make us feel like our senses are not valid. The doubt can be created very young. The other way that sometimes that we can get lost is through our perceptions. Sometimes we think our perceptions are the intuition, and then we can get into trouble. Go ahead and make your way onto your backs. You may need an extra blanket for under the head. This is where we would use our strap if you're using a strap. So if you have a strap nearby, go ahead and grab this. And hook the strap around your foot in any way you want to. Take your time lying down. And this one is more, you're visualizing, you're visualizing that your head is to your leg in some way. Obviously, our head is not going to be toward our leg. I have seen some yogis do this, tend to be very young. maybe gymnasts or super limber, but you can still visualize this pose is about its head to knee or even head to foot. But obviously, we're not doing our head to the knee or head to the foot, most of us. I'll keep reading a few things. Now, this you could do, you don't have to keep it still. You could bend and straighten this. Bend and straighten. So obviously the best way to strengthen your third eye and your connection to the crown chakra is through some sort of daily meditation. To try and access our intuition. I'm going to cross this leg back and forth using the strap now over my body. So what you're trying to do when you are meditating is to really connect more deeply to your intuition and also to more of the universal energy there. All right, when you're done that leg, go ahead and connect it to the other leg. Draw your leg straight up. You're visualizing that your head is either on your knee or even at your foot. When the third eye chakra is balanced, we gain more insight and peace. We can see the forest and the trees. You're exploring different ways to move this leg with your strap helping you today. Be gentle with yourself. Don't overdo it. Release the strap. Bend your knees and start to windshield wiper your legs. You can add an opposite arm. So if your legs are going to the left, your arm can go up to the right over your shoulder if that doesn't bother your shoulder. If you need a support back there, you could use a bolster. So it would be something like this. Legs going one direction, arms stretching the other way. And then draw the legs a little closer together, place hands on the hips. Allow the legs to go one direction with hands on the hips and the other direction. Now, inversions are very good for activating both the third eye and the crown chakra. It allows your perspective to be completely different. So there's a multitude of ways to do a safe inversion. And the strap is really lovely for an inversion for a couple reasons. So I'm going to elevate my hips above my heart. And then I'm going to use the strap I'll show you two different ways you can use the strap. If you have a loop on your strap that's already formed, you could take the strap, place the strap around your thighs and tighten the loop. And what this does is it takes the effort out of your legs holding you up and is a really comfortable way to be an inversion. If you don't have a strap with a loop, all you have to do, and this is another way, is hook the strap around both feet and hold it in two hands. Hold your legs up that way. That takes a little it's a little more effort than the first way I showed you, but it's still a restorative pose. So I really love this way. If you can get a strap with a loop, this is just, and you tighten it up enough so you're not having to do any effort at all. And then the idea of getting the hips slightly above the heart is very good for a variety of physical things like blood pressure, restless leg, varicose veins. But inversions in general are so good for activating the higher chakras. All right, so while you're here, we're going to talk about the crown chakra. The crown chakra is achieving a balance of body, mind, and spirit. It's the Sahasrara chakra. It activates divine energy. Sahasrara means infinite or thousand. The awakening of the crown chakra means a universal flow of energy and spiritual enlightenment. Some people use a pure white color, other people use violet. It's considered the chakra that influences your brain functions, such as memory, intelligence, and focus. When we activate this chakra, our self is no longer ruled just by our ego. Emotions like gratitude, compassion, and acceptance become our true self. Signs of a blocked crown chakra. This is mostly on our mental level. When we become too withdrawn, attached to materialistic pursuits, or stuck in one way of thinking. An overactive crown chakra, on the other hand, can lead to cynicism, apathy, self-destructive tendencies, confusion about what we want to do, a lack of inspiration. And the physical symptoms of an imbalanced crown chakra are poor coordination, chronic tension headaches, and exhaustion. So go ahead and release this, and we're going to settle into a very nice long meditation. So find whatever works for you for the meditations that we're going to do. So this is a crown chakra meditation. Find yourself in a very comfortable position. Concentrate on the inhale entering the body from the base of the spine. Expand your awareness of your pelvis. Now, as you exhale, release any tension that may be held in your hip flexors, your glutes, or your perineum. Next, inhale from the base of the spine up into the belly. Exhale and release any tension from the belly and the lower back. Inhale from the base of the spine up into the heart. Exhale and release any tension around your chest, your shoulders, and your upper back. Inhale from the base of the spine up into the throat. Exhale and release any tension from your neck, your jaw, and your tongue. Inhale from the base of the spine up into the head, behind the eyebrows. Exhale and release any tension from your forehead and your scalp. Inhale from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown of your head and slightly higher. Exhale all the way down to the base of the spine. Continue breathing up and down the entire length of the spine. Visualize a luminous lotus suspended above you. You may sense its petals continuously opening above the crown of your head. "1,000 petals undulating in the breeze of your breath." Concentrate on the lotus as the merging of your inhale and exhale. Inhale as if the lotus were drawing life force from the earth beneath. Exhale whatever scent, color, texture, image that may make its presence known to you. Allow your breath to be soft and rhythmic. Let go of the effort. Become receptive to creative and subtle energies. Any images that float in front of your screen. You're a container of merging energy. You're also a witness. Now to engage this witness body a little bit more, we'll add one more part to this meditation called the shelf meditation. I want you to visualize a shelf in front of you. And we're going to take and put things on this shelf. Now, they're not there permanently. They're only there for a short time, so you don't have to fear you're losing anything. Start by taking your material objects, whichever they are, and place them on the shelf. Your car, your house, your clothing, everything is on the shelf. You're watching it. It's right there. Next, take your thoughts and feelings and beliefs and place them on the shelf. Watch them as you're putting them on the shelf. They're leaving, they're sitting on the shelf temporarily. You know you can get them back, but you're taking a moment and placing them on the shelf. Place your history on the shelf. All the experiences you've been through, they're sitting there on the shelf, and you're just becoming the witness to everything that's your life. All the relationships right now are on the shelf. And maybe you're going up higher in the sky and you're looking down at everything you've placed on that shelf. And now you're just essence, your energy. What does it feel like just to be energy? Observing, witnessing everything that is you, your ego, your personality, your objects, your relationships, your roles in life, your thoughts, your beliefs. Now let's slowly bring things back into us. You can do this in any order you want. Bring everything back from the shelf into you, into your life, into your body. Take your time. You always have the ability to witness, to just be the energy, that soul, without all this thing that we carry with us in our life. If you ever need a break and you want to connect more with that universal energy, it's a simple way of doing that. Okay. So take your time, start to move around, whatever needs to be moved. Find your way gently, maybe first to your side. And then as you're ready, to a seated position. Gather in any parts of today's practice that were particularly helpful to you, placing your hands near your heart. And we'll end today with Om, Om, Om. 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 Om Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.